But ever since the COVID-19 pandemic, does it seem like all of these days are just blending together? Well, if so, there is a name for that, and it's called Blur's Day. With us this afternoon, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Philip Gable. He's an associate professor of psychological and brain sciences at the University of Delaware. Dr. Gable, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
So, Blur's Day. Explain Blur's Day to me.
Yeah, so it's this phenomenon that seems to be sort of engulfing the world, that when the pandemic started, people lost their sense of time. And then combined with that, if they have a sense of time, it seems like time is dragging or going by too slowly.
So when it comes to investigating that, how are you measuring the loss of time?
Yeah, so as part of a National Science Foundation study, we were interested in studying how the pandemic influenced human behavior. The purpose of doing this was to try to find out how maybe ways that we can help mitigate the spread of the virus, or even to help people encourage healthy behaviors to prevent the virus or prevent the spread of the virus. And what we were doing is we're sampling every month. We've been sampling since March, asking about 1,000 participants from across the nation how they're experiencing emotional reactions, how they're perceiving the virus, their threat towards the virus, and then also how they're experiencing time passing during each month.
I have to admit that we have talked to a few people who have found themselves closer to their spouse than they thought they would, and, well, we'll not go there either. What are you finding in everything that you're doing?
Yeah, we found there were some fascinating results that in March, when the pandemic really sort of struck us as a nation, we found that people felt like time slowed down. There was this overwhelming sense that time was dragging in March. Thankfully, since we've been sampling each month since then, more and more people feel like time is moving by more quickly. The biggest predictor we found about time passing by happened to be how people were feeling, their emotional reactions, such that when in March, people were experiencing time dragging because they were really nervous and stressed out. And as we've moved away from that initial month, more people are feeling like time's going by faster because they're experiencing more happiness, gladness, more of these positive emotions.
So would you say that the impact of this loss of time now is good?
Actually, we did find a functional explanation for this. The more people felt like time was dragging, the more likely they were to social distance in the early parts of the pandemic. As we've moved later on, and since, say, mask wearing has become a more common, and it's also been, the CDC has promoted it as being a preventative behavior, you see that the more people felt like time was passing by differently, the more likely they were to adopt these behaviors. And I feel like this is kind of why we have a sense of time shifting with emotions, is that when things are going well, you're more likely to experience time flying. That's why we hear like time flies when you're having fun. But then We've all probably had experiences when we're upset or afraid, time tends to drag by.
Okay, so if this is tending to put us in a funk, for lack of a better term, have you got any suggestions for how we can get out of it?
One of the best ways of making time feel like it's going by a little bit faster is to involve yourself in something that you find worthwhile, set a goal for yourself. You know, some of the things that you've probably heard before, exercise is always good for us. It tends, if we're setting goals for ourselves and we feel better about ourselves. Also engaging in hobbies, especially if you're staying at home in quarantine, those kinds of things really help us to make time go by a little bit faster, or at least seem like it's going by a little bit faster.
Well, it sounds like we've got some things to get busy with. And Dr. Gable, thank you so much with the University of Delaware. We appreciate your time this afternoon.
Well, thank you.